So you're saying that Santiago ordered the code red and acted alone? I love A Few Good Men. Our friend John Rothstein is always tweeting about that movie. Needless to say, the foreign substance and all these checks are ruining and destroying baseball. And the optics on this were just so poor. First of all, unless, Santiago is going to get an Oscar for acting. I mean, and listening to what he said after the game, and he didn't run from it, he didn't duck from it, I tend to believe him. And these pitchers, they use the rosin, they're sweating, it's ridiculously hot and humid, and I had no issue with him putting rosin on the baseball, and, the optics have taken the glove and then putting it in a garbage bag. And you have our friend John Morosi over at MLB Network, big breaking news, and I love John, so this is not a knock at him, it's just sign of the times. The glove is getting to New York. The glove is getting to New York. Like, this is now what we're waiting for, the glove and the by the way, Shohei Ohtani is going to be in New York. But we got Rob Manfred changing the rules of baseball in the middle of the season. The glove, the evidence is coming to New York. Rob Manfred, everything he does is wrong, and it's just sad for Major League Baseball. Just the optics of it, shame. Shame. I mean, this wasn't Michael Pineda with a slab of pine tar on his neck. I mean, I kind of felt terrible for Santiago and how the entire thing went down. I'll tell you what you could do with that foot, Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone is concerned. Oh, good. Oh, really? Aaron Boone is concerned. You don't say. I don't know how the hell Aaron Boone still has a job. After dropping the first two games of the series in Boston, Yankees had to win yesterday. And of course they were going to win. Gerrit Cole was on the mound. Or Gerrit Cole would give up a rocket home run to Kike Hernandez over the monster on the first pitch Gerrit Cole threw. He tattooed it over the monster. Cole got rocked. Yankees, as Boone said, got punched in the old face. And it was yet again another reminder that this team is absolutely on a road to nowhere. Boston embarrassed the Yankees again. Swept them, destroyed them, humiliated them. 6 straight against the Yankees. I say this as a diehard Yankee fan. I am jealous of the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox have a great manager. The Red Sox have life. They have energy. They do the little things. Aaron Boone and the Yankees are an unmitigated dumpster fire, a train wreck, a disjointed, fundamentally unsound, uninspired mess that stems from their manager. I still can't believe that he's employed. If George Steinbrenner was alive, Boone would have been fired after he blew Game 2 of the ALDS last year. The Yankees are a fourth-place team. Fourth-place team in the division. They're the 8th best team in the American League. They only have a winning record against one team in the East. That's 6-4 against the lowly, pathetic Baltimore Orioles. Yankees offense is anemic. Defense is so bad. They throw to the wrong base. They have no fundamentals. Gleyber Torres is lost. They can't run the bases. They send the runners at the wrong times. The pitching is poor. They feast or famine at the plate. They're feast or famine. It's either a home run or a swing and a miss. Remember, the Yankees came into this series piping hot. They won 3 straight series. This weekend was a sobering reminder how stuck in the mud the New York Yankees are and why there's no hope for 2021. Time right now for a special weekend baseball edition of My Guys. Starting with number 5, my guy, Vlad Guerrero Jr. My guy Vladdy had an epic weekend, hitting his league-leading 26 home run of the season on Saturday. My guy Vlad with his 50th career home run. Then my guy Vlad followed up with a pair of hits on Sunday, padding his MLB lead in terms of RBI. My guy Vlad Jr. is on an eerily similar pace to start his career in comparison to his dad. And I love Vlad Sr. He was also my guy. I mean, it is kind of crazy when you look at the similarities. Also, when you look at the average and home runs and RBI for Vlad at the bottom for this season, It is not out of the realm of possibility that my guy Vlad Guerrero Jr. can win the Triple Crown. Color me absolutely obsessed. My guy Vlad Guerrero Jr. My guy number 4 from this weekend in baseball, Giants manager Gabe Kapler. Listen, I hated this hire in San Francisco. So far, I have been dead wrong. And look, he was atrocious in Philly. My guy Gabe Kapler has been superb with the Giants. My guy Gabe Kapler and San Francisco took 2 out of 3 from a tremendous Oakland A's team. My guy Gabe Kapler has led the Giants to 50 wins. First team in the majors to hit 50. And how about this? And I keep disregarding the Giants as a real threat. The Giants and the Dodgers begin a gigantic series tonight in Los Angeles. I can't wait for it. My guy, Gabe Kapler. And speaking of the Dodgers, my guy number 3 from the weekend is my guy, Cody Bellinger. What a weekend for my guy, Cody Bellinger. A walk-off home run on Saturday night. It's one of my all-time baseball expressions. He put a charge into that one. The crowd in LA going nuts, and then bam! Crushed it last night. National TV. Look at that stroke. Dodgers take 3 of 4 from the Cubs. Bounce back from that flukish no-hitter. Bounce back from what transpired against, obviously, San Diego. It's amazing. Dodgers have the record they do with my guy Cody Bellinger missing so much time with an injury. Listen, my guy Cody Bellinger, he's a threat and a force to hit a home run and just mash the baseball every time he digs into the batter's box. Dodgers are going to win the World Series. They haven't even gotten started yet. So much of that is because of the injury and now the dominant execution. So thrilled he's back. My guy, Cody Bellinger. At number 2, my guy, Clayton Kershaw. Another vintage, historic, masterful performance from my guy, Clayton Kershaw. This was a throwback. The curveball was breathtaking. 13 strikeouts over 8 sparkling innings. The 13 strikeouts, a season high for my guy Clayton Kershaw, who now has 4 starts in June with 9 or more strikeouts. I've backed it up before. I'll say it again. My guy Clayton Kershaw is the greatest pitcher in baseball history. My guy Clayton Kershaw. And my number 1 guy for the weekend in baseball, my guy Shohei Ohtani. What a show yesterday from my guy Shohei Ohtani. I mean, this guy is so special. A double, a triple, a home run, a single away from the cycle. The home run was an absolute rocket. It was my guy Ohtani's 25th of the season. I mean, this is a historic, magical season my guy Ohtani is putting together. Love that he's going to be in New York starting tonight, going up against the Yankees, so he'll be on center stage at Yankee Stadium. These numbers, the average homers, RBI slugging percentage, in conjunction with these ridiculously amazing numbers on the mound, it's Ruthian, it's Paul Bunyan, it's a show. He's the greatest show in all of sports. My guy, the unicorn, the great Shohei Ohtani. The Atlanta Hawks outplayed the Bucks for the vast majority of Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals, but Khris Middleton put on an absolute show down the stretch for the Milwaukee win. Middleton was simply on fire. In fact, Middleton alone outscored the Hawks 20-17 in the 4th quarter. This was wild. When Atlanta was up 95-88, Middleton sparked a difference-making, game-changing 13-3 run with the 3, and then he was just on fire. He couldn't miss. And this is why we at times get frustrated if we don't see Middleton dominate. Because I love Khris Middleton. He's a great player with a terrific touch. And when he plays like an alpha dog, it changes everything. Giannis Antetokounmpo poured on the points, especially early. And Giannis was aggressive early on, too. But it was Middleton who was the Batman last night with Giannis as the Robin. And that made the Milwaukee Bucks unstoppable late. Look, there were three legit components to the Milwaukee win. You had Middleton's genius. The Hawks were great all game, but very silent, very late, and just terrible, bad, vintage Atlanta luck. Trae Young was amazing until this happened, when he inadvertently stepped back and rolled his ankle, stepping on the ref. I mean, look at that. You can't make that up if you try. This was at the end of the third quarter, changed everything on a night where Young was on fire, Gallinari was great, and everything was coming up Hawks after the debacle on Friday night. I mean, you talk about Atlanta debacles. I mean, I was looking around for Dan Quinn. This was shades of 28-3. Braves up 3-1 on the Dodgers last year. Kirby Smart with the fake punt on fourth down against Alabama. I mean, come on. It's 2-1 Bucks, and this series is far from over, but Milwaukee's the better team. And when you outplay the better team at home and you still lose, that's the kind of ball game that usually comes back and bites you in the conference finals. We said immediately on Time to Shine that it felt like the clock was ticking on game time in Portland, and it is. In a related story, Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports is reporting that Dame is not a fan of the Chauncey Billups hire and wants outs. So buckle up, Buttercup. Here we go. And it was Haynes who originally wrote after the season that Dame would push for a deal out of town, and Damian Lillard wanted Jason Kidd to replace Terry Stotts. Well, obviously that didn't happen, and here we are. None of it is surprising. Now, I have to say, I really like Billups as the head coaching hire. I think that he was a terrific and smart and winning ball player who's been on the NBA's coaching radar and on the radar to be an executive for a long time. He's a winner. He's well respected. But when Lillard is taken to Twitter to get into it with fans he adores in Portland and distance himself from the move, it's kind of telling. And look, Dame wants to win. Dame wants a bigger market. He deserves the love and the attention. The Knicks would and should move heaven and earth for him. As a Knicks fan, I would walk to Portland to ensure that it would get done. That would be, if you trade for Damian Lillard, a difference-making title kind of shift the landscape of the Eastern Conference kind of move for Philly or Boston. The Lakers got to do something. What if Kawhi opts out with the Clippers? And oh, by the way, the Mavericks just hired the aforementioned Jason Kidd. So, look, at the end of the day, I know there's length and there's money on the contract, and I understand the frustration, though, from Damian Lillard's perspective. This group can't win in Portland. They never put enough around him. Dame has given his heart and soul to the Blazers, but I just checked my watch. Dame time is up. I believe Lillard is going to be in a different uniform this upcoming season.